A dead newborn found in the trash.
This does not appear to be a miscarriage. It appears to be a full-term baby.
An elaborate jewelry heist, all caught on camera, and the insider scoop on the new charges in Matthew Perry's overdose death.
It's just shocking when you think of Matthew Perry and hear these allegations of this underground crime ring that it's getting drugs from.
All of that and more on this week's Fox 26 Crime Files. I'm Abigail Dye. Thank you for being here. So we're going to dive right into that dead baby found in the trash. I know those words coming out of my mouth make me cringe. This is absolutely terrible. So it was in Northwest Harris County that trash workers found this dead infant in the trash truck after they had dumped the trash in the truck. It's really heartbreaking. Our Leslie Delaspore brings us that story.
This does not appear to be a miscarriage. It appears to be a full-term baby.
1 to 30 days is how old Harris County Sheriff's Office says the baby found in the back of this garbage truck was. The discovery all caught on a neighbor's surveillance camera.
These operators, what they do is they will, if a trash can is on the side of the road, they would get off the truck, take the trash can and actually dump it. If the trash can is too heavy, they would just put it on some type of lift and then let the lift dump it. My understanding is when they went to stop and they went to do a trash compact, that's when they noticed the baby at the bottom of that particular pile.
Seen here, drivers appear to be frantic as they work to call the sheriff's office, who pulls up moments later. Parents-to-be, Germany Scott and Alan Hamilton, saw the whole thing.
Once he looked in the back of the trash bin, he automatically just walked away. We automatically knew it was a body, a baby or something, because he couldn't even look at it. I knew it was something, and when she told me it was a baby, I just immediately just started breaking down.
Why'd you break down?
It don't sit right with me. You know, she 8.5 months pregnant. I got 2 little babies right here. There's other options.
They could have took it to the fire station, could have called for help. Adoption is an option. That wasn't the right answer.
Moving along here, a man is behind bars accused of trying to steal $75,000 cash. Yes, cash from an elderly victim. His name is Farun Huang, and he's accused of tricking this elderly victim, making him think that he needed to pull all of this money out of his bank account and physically hand it over. I mean, I've done a lot of elderly victim scams. I've done a lot of, these type of scam stories, but this is really the first one that I've ever come across where the victim pulled out this much cash and then gave it to a stranger. So I went ahead and spoke to the investigator on this because he has a lot of great information that I think all of us need to know. I'm here with investigator Mac Brown with the Harris County Sheriff's Office, who is taking the lead on this case and has, all the information, all the lowdown. Kind of start at the beginning for me and explain to me what happened. From my understanding, this, suspect almost made off with around $75,000.
Yes, that's correct. The suspect, they wound up, it's a criminal enterprise. And they sent a message to my victim's computer, telling him that his computer was infected. And once he contacted the number, they told him they can help him, and they sent him a pin. And with that pin, it allowed them remote access to his computer. Yeah, from there, they told him that his bank accounts and everything was pretty much compromised, and they told him they can help him secure his money. So they wanted him to go to the bank on Wednesday and withdraw a certain amount of money out of his checking account. Once he did that, they told him the next day, they would want you to go and do the exact same thing. They went to the bank, he pulled out the money, and they sent somebody by the house to get the money as well. And once they had access.
So someone physically came to his house to pick up this, $30,000 cash?
Yes. That's why I say it's usually it's not one person. One day he got in touch with family members and friends, and they told him that it sounded like something's not right, and he contacted the sheriff's department, and that's how we became involved.
Right, and can you get into how you apprehended this guy?
The initial suspect who called on the phone, because it was the same way I call on it all the time, he said he was going to call at a certain time, and he did exactly that. He had the guy, my victim, go to the bank, do everything as he did the previous 2 times. Just so happened this time we were there waiting on him. So once the courier came, that's when we apprehended him.
Essentially, this victim thought that he was giving money to people who could protect it for him.
That's correct.
Well, thank you, Investigator Brown. Some really great information there.
Thank you.
A local jewelry store says that they were a victim of a very elaborate scheme where the suspect made off with thousands of dollars of jewelry using stolen credit cards. Here's that story.
It was all caught on camera here when a man was seen walking down Westheimer to Velobra Master Jewelers with no mask and no weapons. So this is another angle of him coming into the store.
Coming in the store.
Saturday morning, cameras captured this video of a man coming into Velobra Master Jewelers, asking the sales associate where he could locate the watches.
And he came in right after several clients came in.
Right that way, and I'll be right with you.
He purchased a Rolex using an Amex with his name on it, and obviously before we ran it, we always ask for a driver's license. This was a new client that we didn't know. He used a New Jersey driver's license. The name, all information matched his Amex. We got authorization from Amex, ran the card, and it was approved. The gentleman then said as he was leaving, you know what, I'd like to buy another watch. I think I'm going to treat myself to a second watch. He then picked out a Rolex, and his Amex was declined. He told the sales associate, I must have reached my limit. Let me use my Visa. He pulled out a Visa, same name, matched the ID. We got the approval, ran the Visa. It went through.
Only for another man just hours later to walk through these stores disputing $20,000 worth of charges, saying his Amex and Visa were stolen early Saturday morning at the gym. When you think about that, how does that kind of sit with you, the fact that, like you said, he's probably a professional at this?
It's scary. It's really scary. It makes you second guess, how you treat new customers. Because on the flip side, if we had been standoffish and not accepted it because he was a new client, we don't want to offend somebody.
Now, Kristen says she's hoping that this does not happen to anyone else, and she's also hoping to get the merchandise back, which is why Velobra Master Jewelers is offering a $5,000 reward for any information you can provide to the police. In River Oaks, Leslie Delaspore, Fox 26 News.
Multiple people have been charged in Matthew Perry's overdose death. He died from an apparent overdose back in October, and of course we told you about that. He's the Friends star that we all know and love. And to get the inside scoop on this story, I called up an old friend, someone who you might recognize. We're joined here by Matthew Seedorf. He is a Fox LA reporter. He was previously a Fox 26 reporter, and he's got the whole lowdown on this case. He was actually at that press conference today about the federal charges that are now filed on these people. Can you just give us the rundown? What's going on with the case?
Yeah, essentially, we've got 5 people charged with federal charges involved with the death of actor Matthew Perry, who's famous from his episode as on Friends as Chandler Bing. And 5 people arrested. 2 of them are doctors accused of getting him ketamine illegally and lethal amount of dosage. And then basically, essentially, 2 drug dealers and then his caretaker are the other 3 people that were arrested.
Essentially, these people are accused of providing him with drugs. Is that the idea?
Yeah. Matthew Perry was going for treatment. He's been publicly known to have abuse issues with drugs. So he was seeking treatment, and ketamine was helping him with that, with those issues of depression. And then he asked for extra dosage beyond what the clinic was hoping to give him. And then when they refused to give him that increased dosage, he looked elsewhere, stumbling on essentially an underground crime ring.
Wow. Wow, that is pretty crazy. And Matthew, just kind of giving me an idea of how this news hit you guys. Did you see this coming down at all, or is this like a huge surprise out there in LA?
I'd say generally speaking, most people are surprised. We've had some sources that tipped us on it. I spent yesterday outside of the doctor's house where, we thought he might be arrested yesterday. he turned out to be arrested this morning, one of the doctors. But yeah, I mean, I think generally speaking, a lot of people are surprised. It's just shocking when you think of Matthew Perry and to hear these allegations of this underground crime ring that he was getting drugs from. It is surprising. It's sad. It's scary, and this is something that impacts a lot of other people too.
Absolutely. Well, Matthew Seedorf, Fox LA, thanks for giving us the time.
That's it for this week's Fox 26 Crime Files. I appreciate you joining us. I'm Abigail Dye. We'll see you next week.